So there's this silence that happens, which is I was going to say something and you won't shut up, idiot. Silence. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
No.
So now I've got a choice. I got 2 ways I can go with this.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Afternoon.
Well, I usually post these at noon, so
it is
good moon. Good morning. I don't know. Good afternoon. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. What an energetic beginning to our Sunday drive.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, as usual, we just left some clients, the Benoit family.
Hi,
Shout
Benoits.
out to you. Actually, we just saw you. I don't know if you'll have the little video clip of that or not.
I have the clip. I'll play it on there as we wave to them.
We met with them at Hanover Family Builders community out here in Mineola. I like to give Hanover Family Builders always a big shout out. One of my favorites.
Yep.
So we were with them earlier, but now we are on our way to our next event for the day. And
Betwixt. I don't know.
So you said Twixt, and now I want a Twix bar.
Okay.
I don't even like chocolate.
That's good though.
Anyway,
Hey, let me tell you where we are. We just left Parkview at the Hills.
We did.
Like behind us just now, over to the right you could see the new Publix is being built. Directly behind us right now is the entrance to the turnpike on Hancock Road. So we want to share that with you before we're starting. Today's drive is just, we're going to drive Hancock Road. That's what we're going to drive.
So Hancock Road is kind of a crossroad between 50 in Clermont and Marsh Road in Clermont.
Yes.
And again, all of this should start to look familiar.
Yeah, we've been on this road before on Sunday drives,
and
but we never did the whole trek.
Right. And what I like is that people are saying this is great because they're able to start piecing it together themselves.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do.
So to our right just now, if you go down that road, you're Ardmore Reserve.
Right.
To our left right now is Lake Mineola High School. And a lot of people see that and they go, oh, there's a brand new high school. No, they have a brand new wing.
Yeah.
So it's actually bricked over now, so where you see it, like where the
all
dirt
new
is,
extension.
that actually is brand new. That part is brand new. So things are growing here.
Absolutely.
So that's how that goes.
And we've said before, Mineola is, it's not just this small little unknown place on the map. It's definitely a place where excitement is happening. The exit off the turnpike is there. The new Publix you mentioned.
Yep.
And we've already mentioned a few of those communities.
And now we're in Clermont, by the way. That's how close we are.
So you'll see the dirt up, blah, blah, blah. Dirt up off to the left. Did not do vocal exercises today. That's Canyons at Highland Ranch. We've also mentioned that before, and there are kind of new phases where they're clearing final phase, I guess I should say.
Yeah. That's it.
And we're just going to kind of keep on going down Hancock
Road.
Thank
yes.
you. My brain.
Yes.
Hancock Road, and then we'll end up kind of at Hartwood Landing, which is the new DreamFinders.
So the Benoits told us, by the way, so Clermont, they said this reminds them of Massachusetts, where they're from, because there's rolling hills, there's actual trees that aren't palm trees, not the palm trees. We love you too, palm trees, but you're not real trees. But this is just we've said this in other videos, but people call this the Central Florida Alps. Or the Florida Alps, because this is as hilly as we get in Florida. But if you look off to the left there,
it's beautiful.
You can just kind of see, and there's homes there. There's golf courses that run through.
They're inclining up in front of us,
and resale opportunity wise, these houses built in the 90s, 2000s, etc. There are some good resale opportunities at Sky Ridge Valley. So Sky Ridge is a neighborhood that comes up a lot in resale. Not because it's big, and there's homes being sold there.
And a little bit older, so more opportunity for people to start to downsize or move.
So Amy, today,
yes, honey.
Yes, today I wanted to talk about on our drive. We're going to see some communities that you can buy in. We're going to see some things. We're going to get phone calls all the time. It's never Jason Mraz calling. It's someone calling you.
One day.
But the phone rings constantly, and that's good. You should call or text if you need help.
Yes.
It's always free to use Amy as your buyer agent. Also, if you want to list your home, we're here for you as well. So that happens all day, every day, and we're very grateful and very tired. But
so what are we going to ask?
I want to talk about the buyer agent. How does that work? And sort of from the perspective of people always ask, I just said it's free to use me as your buyer agent, to use you as your buyer agent. how does the process even work? We put on the screen, we put, just like I'm putting right there now, like right there. Call me, 407-848-8042. It's free to use me as your buyer agent. So let's just go through the process of, if you live out of state or in state,
yes,
the state being Florida, and you want to buy a home, let's just talk about the process of how to do that and how a buyer agent works in that, okay? Right. So I live out of state. What's the first thing I should do? I'm already watching the video, because obviously if they didn't hear that, if they're hearing this, they're already watching the video. Right. So what should I do? Should I apply for a loan? Should I call builders? Should I find an agent? Should I look around on YouTube? What should I be doing?
Okay, so very good question.
Please help me as we pass Target.
I know, I was going to say Target's over there. We can't forget to mention that. There's also McDonald's, yes. And then this is the intersection of Hancock and 50.
Yes.
Okay, so if you are thinking of moving, the first thing you really should do is find a realtor. Let that realtor help you. You want someone who is an expert in the area that you are moving to. Candidly, if I have a client that wants to move to West Palm Beach, I mean, I can sell in West Palm Beach, but I don't know that area like the back of my hand. And I want to do the best service possible to my clients. So find a realtor that seems to be active in the area that you are looking.
Why? Why does that matter?
Oh, definitely matters, because you want to make sure that realtor knows the area, that they know just the community, the different schools, honestly, the driving paths from point A to point B. And then they're also going to have the inside scoop on things. And I don't mean that from a builder perspective, although if it's an active agent, then that definitely helps. Yep. But I just mean things like they'll know when roads are going to be connected, or if there's potentially, a new Wawa coming to the corner of a certain road that may not really be public knowledge yet. They're going to know a little bit more about the ins and outs of the community in which you're looking. And I think that is important, because this is your new home, so that matters.
Yes.
So that's the first thing, reach out to a realtor. The second thing is, yes, depending on when you are looking to move and to seriously look, the pre-approval is a must. You have to, in this market, you just need to know what you're able to spend. So that conversation happens with your lender. If you need help with the lender, again, you use the contacts that your realtor has.
I'm glad you made that point, because so some people that are good for different types of people that, like, if I'm looking for a certain kind of loan, if I need some credit repair, if I need whatever, different people that you can sort of help match them up with the right lender too. Plus we have people that we trust, which is a huge deal.
That's exactly it. So, but that doesn't mean you have to use any lender or any inspector or anyone that I ever suggest to you. But a lot of times people are like, Amy, I have no idea. Like, who should I call for insurance? So we have an insurance broker that we send people to, and let that person help navigate you through that part of the process. But the lending aspect is important. That's one of the first important steps. And it's kind of crucial, because we don't know what, where, or how to look until we, oops, sorry, you wanted me to go here. I'm sorry, my apologies.
So you can't sense the speed at which we slowed down just then.
That's
my fault. We're pulling into Crestview by Taylor Morrison.
Yes, we are, and now in Crestview by Taylor Morrison. So we'll do loop-de-loop through here. So yes, one of the most important first pieces is knowing how much you can spend, because that determines exactly where we can look. Yep. Candidly, people, sometimes they want to be in a specific area, but their price point does not match it. So instead of wasting time and emotional and physical energy focusing on areas that might not financially be within the realm of possibility, let's find the areas that are.
I'm glad you said that. The emotional energy. I'm glad you said that, because here's the thing. So what I think we were not prepared for in real estate. Well, I guess we were prepared for it, and maybe it's the name of your company is Heart and Home Orlando, and we did that intentionally because the emotional component is actually what I think you in particular are the best at. I don't know that I knew how emotional, how large a component the emotional piece of it was. And so that pre-approval piece, when we say let's not waste emotional energy, okay, it's so hard when, are you going to continue to loop-de?
Yeah, looping.
Okay, cool. No, I didn't know where you were going.
Back off, Buster.
Okay, models are over there.
Yes.
So what happens is sometimes you might see a video, okay? So we showed you a video a few weeks ago of Bella Collina. Okay, those houses start in the 600s, And
for DreamFinders.
For DreamFinders,
yes.
yeah. For the other ones, it's more.
Yeah, the
but,
custom.
So let's just say that starts at $600, and then we need you to understand that by the time you had design options and lot premiums and structural options, you're talking about you're in the 700s. Okay, so if you're looking for homes, and you see that Anna Maria with a bonus room, and you love Bella Collina, the earlier you do your pre-approval, the faster you can know whether that's something you want to invest emotional energy in.
Amenities at Crestview.
There they are. So there's the pool and a little playground.
Right beside it. It's good.
So, and this actually goes way back here. I was not aware this went way back here. So, I learned something today. We're at the corner of High Point and Hilltop. Yes. So, again, new roads here. One of the things that, you look in front of us, there's power lines there. Yes. That's something that, your mileage may vary in terms of how, whether or not you'd like a lot close to those power lines. It's never bothered me. But, the closer you get, the more that's going to be, at least in your field of view. Anyway, so if you invest that emotional energy into saying, hey, I want the Anna Maria with a bonus at Bella Collina, and you haven't pre-qualified, well, now what actually happens is, it kind of ruins the whole process for you, because
if you don't approve for that amount.
If you don't approve for, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yes. if you then get pre-approved, and there's lots of tools online where you can put in your income and you can put in your debt, and they'll give you an idea. That's not a pre-qualification, correct?
Correct.
That is a internet calculator.
That's it. It's an internet mortgage calculator. They can say it's a pre-qualification, but it's not. It's definitely not a pre-approval, because they're only basing that on the numbers that you put in.
Right.
So if you forget that there's a student loan, or
right.
if your credit is really low, those numbers aren't accurate. So, that might be a place to start, but it's not a place to be serious about.
Right. So I'm
not going to go down there if that's okay,
fine.
just because I don't want to get nails on my car.
So we always get the road hazard protection on our cars because we drive around construction sites all day long. So we're in a Nissan Armada right now. Now you might wonder, Eric, why are you talking about your Nissan Armada? Because
how are you talking about?
When we bought this car, we needed a car for Amy to take clients around and things. It had room in it. It's got video screens in there, so if the kids can watch Monsters University, which we always have playing in the back. And again, we're just a little bit off of talking about buyer agent, but that's one of the things a buyer agent should do for you, is take you around to places and show you things. But the Nissan Armada is essentially the same vehicle as the Infiniti some number, whatever, right?
Right.
Okay. I looked at my budget before I looked for cars. Okay. So I said, okay, well, this is sort of the price range of a vehicle that we can afford for Amy, because she needs it for clients and all these things. If I had decided first, we need the Mercedes-Benz, I don't know. I don't know what cars are.
Cars.
We have this car.
But anyway,
but if I had done that, I would have been disappointed, because I would have gone and seen what they cost, and then I'd have said, ugh. But I knew before I looked what I could afford, and what I was willing to pay is the other piece of it. It's not just what you can afford. Right. And so then I wasn't disappointed with the car we got. We love this car. It's great.
Yes.
And there's a doggo.
But your point is, I'm guessing, is that,
yes, make my point for me, since I guess I didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What was your point?
My point is,
just you needed to know what the number is
ahead of time,
right,
as one of the very first steps.
Right.
So those two things go together. Find an agent.
Models at Crestview.
Yes. Find an agent, get pre-qualified, pre-approved.
Pre-approved.
Those two things together almost before you start looking.
Yes.
And so now once I've hired a buyer agent and I'm pre-approved, what does a buyer agent do for me?
Well, you can use the internet to look. Now that you have your pre-approval, that's fine. Keep in mind that those third-party sites, Zillow, Trulia, realtor.com, those sites, they're fine places to look. But they're not fine places to put all your eggs in that basket, because they're not real time. The realtors, us, we are the ones that enter that information into the MLS. So if we have a listing, or if we have, clients under contract, we are the ones that change and manipulate that information.
Right.
And that's the only thing that's real time. So part of that emotional energy is the number of clients that I have. Check out this house I found on Zillow, or look at this at realtor.com. And then I look, and it's pending on the MLS.
Right.
And it is devastating. So that is what I talk about, emotional energy, because it becomes just a frustrating process. So let your realtor have that conversation with you. Everyone does things differently. We obviously have a process and a procedure to the way we like to work to help hopefully make it a little bit more streamlined. And we're fine tuning it all the time. Is it perfect? No. Are we perfect? No. Do we try our best? Yes.
Yes.
But are we perfect? No.
No.
But the process we have in place is very, very helpful. So that is essentially
we've segmented it now.
We have.
We're step by step by step. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do like our process.
You do it all the time. So.
I know. Sorry.
Anyway, just kidding. But no, so it's having the conversation with what it is that your client wants, what they need, what they would like to have, what's a non-negotiable, and does that fit in the price point, and then where does that price point and those wants and needs fit, and if they don't match perfectly, again, having a realtor to help you through the process.
In Hancock Park is what
Yes, I know. Is kind of, that's what they're there for, right? They're going to understand a little bit more about the area. They're going to know, okay, well, this community is a possibility. Hey, look, if we just go 5 minutes down the road, now we just crossed over the line and the price point drops a little bit, but it's the same schools. That's the information that your realtor is going to be able to help provide to you. Okay, so real quick.
Hancock Park.
We're at Hancock Park. So this is a recreational facility. They have softball fields, baseball fields, soccer fields, big playground, covered picnic area, bathrooms, no porta potties, but this is lovely. So we're doing this little pause here. So our son plays for Clermont FC.
Yes.
We live in Winter Garden, but what's one of the nice things is that you can still play for other clubs. But he plays for Clermont FC, and these are our home fields, right?
These are home fields, yes, and, which are closed at the moment.
They are
good. I'm very happy to see they've actually cut some of the turf out and they're fixing it up. So that's what they do in the off season.
I will tell you that this is so nice to play in Clermont because again, there's always a breeze happening in Clermont.
And also, if you look out over the field, over to the right, the second field is back there. The Disney fireworks happen right over that field. So sometimes, if you're playing a night game like the
championships and things like that,
it's very cool.
So we're gonna
practice.
So we're gonna scoot out of this community. But anyway, so let's go back to the buyer agent. Yes.
Can I go back to something about Zillow and whatever? So find a buyer agent. Don't let a buyer agent find you. Is what I'm saying.
Very good.
If you go on Zillow and you look and it says contact agent, here's how that system works.
I'm only sitting here for a minute to let you get this out because we're kind of close to where we're going to end. So.
Okay. So if you type in on Zillow and you see a property and it'll say like, see this home or have someone contact me about this home.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to actually. It doesn't contact the selling agent. The listing agent. It contacts it shows you one of 5 buyer agents who have paid to put their face in front of you. Now, sometimes one of those people is a market leading expert.
Sometimes.
Here's the thing. There's usually one market leading expert in Winter Garden. By the way, Winter Clermont, you're looking at her. Might be a little biased, but she's you're the top selling agent in Winter Garden, is my point. So, and we don't buy Zillow stuff. But there's 5 people there. Let's just say that one of them is the leading expert. Well, you choose one that you want to call you. So basically, you've let the buyer agent choose you.
Right.
And then there's an algorithm, and they get a text, and it says, "Hey, we got a hot prospect here that wants to buy a house. So call them." And then now your phone is ringing off the hook. Okay.
Yes.
And they found you. You didn't find them. So you've chosen them based on they were one of 5 choices presented to you because they paid to have you.
Right.
To present that choice to you. So there's an old I think George Carlin joke where he says, somewhere out there is the worst doctor in the world and someone has an appointment with him tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Right? So
that's kind of funny.
That's kind of funny.
I mean, it's not funny.
It's not funny. But somewhere out there in this community is the worst buyer agent in the entire community, and someone is calling them right now.
Here's the thing. And
choose your buyer agent.
That's a very, very, very good point, and I do not believe we've made that one. So high five on that. That's good.
Boom.
And he's right. I had a client once. It was an expensive home, and I met them for a listing appointment, and I did get the listing, and but they were like, well, we don't see you as a Zillow premier agent, like you're, and I'm like,
how come you don't show up there?
Like as though that's a distinction that's given to you as opposed to something that you pay for.
It's a distinction that you pay a lot of money for.
I don't need to pay for that, and I don't want to pay for that. I try so hard just to make sure that through these videos that you have a very real understanding of who I am and who you are. before we get into it, because it's a relationship when you have a buyer agent or when you have a client, whether they're buying or whether they're selling, and that mix is very important. And there are realtors out there that I can tell you right now, if you like the way they work, you will not like me.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. That just, it's a personal taste.
Who are you talking about?
And no, and vice versa, right?
Yes.
If you like me, I can tell you there's other people that will make you cringe. And that's okay. These people are also very successful, but it's a completely different process. And if you have to pick and choose blindly, you don't know who you're getting. So that's one of the reasons that we like continuing to do these videos. It gives you a very realistic expectation of who we are. Quick pause. Heritage Hills 55 plus community on our left.
Is that Kings Ridge on the right? I think it's Kings Ridge on the right.
Yes.
I'll put it on the screen in case I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
But anyway, so let that buyer agent help you. Let them, it is free. Now, I will say there are some, we do have fees that we have to pay our broker. I pay those for my clients, so it truly is free. But there are people who will charge you that fee. It's usually nominal. It's maybe $300 or something.
But the broker charges you that, and so...
And some of your realtors, you charge me.
Right, yeah, exactly.
My commission is my commission minus your transaction fee.
So go straight, go to the church, and then we can take a look at
I think that's
Hartwood
good.
Landing.
Again,
So Hartwood Marsh, Hancock Road. So this is Hartwood Landing.
Hartwood Landing with DreamFinders.
By DreamFinders.
That is still just getting in the beginning stages.
Yeah, I mean, it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, but I will tell you, it's doing really well,
Yeah.
especially considering it was behind Lakeside at Hamlin. Mm-hmm. It feels like it's equal to or even ahead of where they are, and they started afterwards. But anyway,
and we're at First Baptist Church of Clermont, which is beautiful and just built recently.
Gorgeous.
So buyer agent process. So if it's free, so sometimes agents don't want to talk about this, but you do get paid. Right?
Yeah, that's another good thing. It
is another good thing that you get paid. I do like that.
It is. So real estate is a completely commission-based occupation.
Yes.
So for those who help clients, help them through the transaction, whether they're buying or selling, there's a commission that is paid. So on the buyer end, so if you are a buyer, if you are a client and you call me or you call Eric and you want us to help you find a home, you are not charged anything. Whoever the seller is of the home that you choose to buy, whether it's new construction, that would be the builder structure.
New construction.
Or if it's a resale home, whoever that seller is the one that is responsible for paying those commissions. And that has already been predetermined from the builder. They already have a set commission structure. Or if it's a seller for a resale home, that listing agent and that seller have already discussed and determined what that commission is. Does not affect the price of your home. If you go into a builder and they ever tell you that you're going to get a better deal without a realtor, you need to call me. We need to report them, because that is not the way it's done. There are statutes. No, there's things in place that's not the way you do it.
Because what they're telling you is, you can get a better price if you don't have representation.
Right, and
if you just let us tell you what this is going to be.
Yeah, and that's not good. So a realtor's, for new construction, a realtor's commission comes from a marketing fund. So it is completely different. It is set aside from your from your price for buying. So then from the seller aspect, do you want to talk about the seller commission, or you want to say that for another day?
We'll do that on our next drive, just because I think sometimes people are interested in how it all works. So I wanted to share that. If when we say things about there's other realtors, that there are, I think, 18,000 realtors in Orlando. So you can find one that you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's also a very wide range of professionalism. We love realtors. We are realtors, and we love them. We love pros. Oh my God.
Gosh.
Let me work with a pro for less effort, less money. I don't care. Doesn't matter, because a pro is a pro. A not pro, I'd rather not even have the deal working on, because it's bad for everybody.
Well,
that's all. I don't want to beat up on realtors, because I love realtors.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. No, it's all right. Go ahead.
I could tell. So we've been married a while. So there's this silence that happens, which is I was going to say something and you won't shut up, idiot. Silence. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
No.
So now I've got a choice. I got two ways I can go with this. Okay, I can go the way, let's be honest, that I often go, which is the pouty silence, and go, fine. and I'll just sit here and let you talk. Or I can just acknowledge that I interrupted your thought, and then you can share it with everyone while I sit here and smile.
Stop.
What were you going to say? If you remember.
No. You were talking about the realtors that are pros that,
yes.
By the way, no one starts out a pro. That was kind of what I was going to say. So I love realtors, and I know what we go through, and the truth is I don't think you know what we go through. It is an occupation where you do not get a day off. You do not have a way to shut it down or turn it off, because if you do, there could potentially be a client that needs you at that exact moment. It's very hard. You can't always answer your phone, but you do have to learn. You have to start out somewhere. And so, again, we're not beating up on the other realtors, but for those realtors that do have experience, that have that level of professionalism, it makes the transaction, because remember, there's two different realtors involved in the process. And we all need to work together. We have the same end goal. And I think there's a lot of realtors, and I hear this from builders all the time, which, and this is not like to brag on me, but they say they love working with my clients because the expectations are there. And I'm not degrading the builder. I'm not telling you, I'm not trying to find something wrong with something when there's not, just to sound like I'm a badass. It's no, we do what we need to do. We are your advocate. We fulfill our service to you, and we set that expectation. What?
But let me just say, if something goes wrong for one of her clients, she's a badass. She's not gonna it's not that we just go along to get along. No, if there's something wrong, you got a great advocate. But there are people who will go nitpick things.
Well, they don't understand. They're trying to. I'm sorry, I interrupted you that time. I love you. No, but there's people that don't understand. You can't go in and switch where the electrical outlet is unless it was predetermined that that's where it's supposed to be, and the builder has made a mistake, in which case they will fix it. Don't worry. But if it's something where you're just like, oh, I don't like that, I want to move that over there. Well, I can't fight for you that you don't have the right to change that. You didn't do a custom choice there to do that. So it's that expectation of making sure that people know what to expect when they have all these different pieces.
But if you hired the right agent, they told you when you walked through that home in the first place, hey, your bed's going to be there. Why not have two outlets on the outside instead of one in the middle? Yeah. I see that stuff happen all the time. Quick rundown of what a buyer agent does, because we talked about how it works and whatever.
I'm going to keep driving, by the way, and just pull into Lakeside Preserve.
Go to McDonald's.
Or Lakeview Preserve.
Go to McDonald's, because we're going to go get a soda. I want to give you a quick rundown, because the point when we talked about ahead of time, we don't do a ton of planning.
Clearly, we are hodgepodging all over the place.
Right, but I wanted to say, what does a buyer agent do for you? Because I think people don't know, and our entire business is built on the word expectations. We try to set and manage expectations all day, every day. Mm-hmm. So just today, we're dealing with an appraisal that came in, and it came in a little low. Okay? A lot low.
But it was for our buyers, not our seller.
Right.
Because if it was our seller, we'd have priced everything.
Yes, that's true. But in this market, the appraisal's really hard.
It is very hard.
So we're dealing with that. We have to now go back to the seller and say, hey, we can't pay you all this money for this house because it didn't appraise, because the bank's not going to loan the money to do that. I was out all day yesterday shooting video and taking pictures of homes under construction. That's something special I think we do, because we do a lot of new construction. Right. Just basically doing the contracts, making sure all the contracts are done,
and dealing with the communication with the other agents. For instance, I've got someone who we hit a bit of a hurdle in last minute financing.
Yep.
It's supposed to be closing pretty soon. Hit a hurdle. I represent the buyer. We have to do that kind of communication with the other agent. There's a lot of tedious paperwork that is essential to getting us all to the finish line. And you have to remember that no matter who you ask, who you choose to help you and guide you through the process, the ultimate goal is the same for everyone, which is to have a transaction where you either buy or sell the home, and that it goes all the way through closing, and that both parties are happy. And there's a saying, and you might know the exact saying, but they're like, the best transaction was when everybody had to sacrifice the little. And I'm like, well, why do you have to go that way? Why can't everybody just be happy?
It's when everyone's a little bit unhappy. It's like, well,
no, that's not the best transaction.
And that's the attitude of someone that's looking to put one over on someone else. Our thing is always let's figure out what's best for everyone. And if it's not the best, if it can't be a win-win, then we shouldn't do it. at all. So it's just a lot. It's a lot of paperwork, but really it's managing and setting expectations. That's really the job of a buyer agent, is to make sure you understand what's next in the process.
Yep.
And so, by the way, if you're one of our clients that's watching this, and if you don't know what to expect next, that's when you're supposed to call us, by the way.
Well,
we always want you to call and say, I don't know what's happening next. What's happening next? And we'll help you through that. That's what we do.
And you know what form you're supposed to fill out, and then you know that you access my calendar, and we schedule a 45 to an hour-long conversation. You know, then we have a Touring with Amy guide that you get sent. You know, and obviously consistent text and email communication.
And then you know that Amy almost always tears up when you close and you get your keys. She does. She loves it. That's the freaking best.
You know what else is the best?
McDonald's soda.
Happy Me.
Here we go. Happy Meal. Did you say Happy Me or Happy Meal?
I said caffeine.
Oh, caffeine. This is Happy Me. Happy Meal. Okay, hey, we're going to order, so we should go now.
Okay.
So
bye, guys. Happy house hunting.
Happy McDonald's.
Yes, please. Can I have 2 large Diet Cokes?